Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to today's webinar AI for Business Leaders Turning Strategy into Scalable Impact. We are delighted to have our attendees joining us from different regions and industries, and we look forward to a deeply insightful and practical session today. Today's conversation is especially relevant because AI is no longer just a technological upgrade, it's becoming a strategic differentiator. And the gap between organizations who experiment with AI and those who scale it successfully is widening fast. This session is designed to help business leaders, decision makers, and transformation champions understand how to convert AI strategy into measurable, sustainable business impact. Today's webinar is hosted by AI CERTs, a global certification body dedicated to creating world class credentials in AI, blockchain, cloud, cybersecurity, and emerging technologies. AI CERTs is building the global learning infrastructure for future skills, working with enterprises, universities, government bodies, and training partners across 40 plus countries. Their framework ensures that professionals not only learn AI but can apply AI responsibly, ethically, and at scale. This webinar is held in collaboration with Essential Skills, a leading capability development organization focused on empowering professionals with future ready competencies. Let me invite Dr. John Eliastim from Essential Skills to let us know a bit about the company and their vision. Dr. John?
Thank you so much and welcome everyone. Yeah, we're very excited to host this webinar and very excited about the partnership with AI CERTs. We're a company that does accredited training in South Africa. We have 34 different qualifications across a range of disciplines and relevant to a number of industries. But for all of these, what we're discovering more and more is the power of AI to transform not just the work we do, but also the impact we achieve through our work. For me, it's like having a turbocharged personal assistant combined with a PhD level research assistant. It's helped us to map out strategic paths. It's helped us to acquire significant new business. It's helped us to put together compelling proposals and plans in a hundredth of the time it would take us normally. And the more we engage with AI, the more we realize that it really is the future for business leaders and for employees at every level in organizations. And the sooner we can learn to use these tools effectively, and this is where I believe AI CERTs play such a valuable role, the better the results are that we're going to get. So excited to welcome all of you to the webinar, and I hope you're going to find it extremely beneficial. You're still on mute.
Oh, I'm really sorry, my bad. I was saying that I'm really thankful for Essential Skills to be partnering with us today. Moving on, let me just quickly introduce our speaker for today, Ms. Nilanjana Mukherjee. With over a decade of experience empowering professionals across continents, Nilanjana is a certified corporate trainer and consultant known for making complex technologies feel intuitive and accessible. Her work spans impactful training engagements in BFSI, government, IT, oil and gas, and education sectors across India, Africa, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and the US. She specializes in enterprise platforms like Microsoft Dynamics 365, SAP SuccessFactors, and Workday HCM, blending deep technical expertise with strong foundations in instructional design, adult learning principles, and digital learning tools. Whether she is guiding a team through ERP transformation or simplifying compliance workflows, her mission is the same: to spark understanding, confidence, and real world applications. We are truly honored to have her lead today's session. Nilanjana, the stage is all yours now.
Thank you so much for that introduction, and I welcome you all to this particular webinar. I'm pretty sure that we are all going to be enjoying this particular session. And yes, without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this particular webinar. So today we are hosting this webinar for the AI for business leaders, and I'm pretty sure that we have a lot of engaging and wonderful leaders joining in today. And yes, a very good morning, very good evening from across the globe, wherever you are joining us today. Hope to know my audience as well. So I would like to know that, from where exactly you're joining in from, what are your areas of expertise, and your name. So, these are going to be helpful for us. So maybe you can just go ahead and use the chat box to communicate. Okay. So that would be great to know my audience as well. Okay. So let's get started and let's move on to this particular session. And yeah, I could see that some people are okay. So I could see there are some people, dropping in their responses. So I'll just pause here for a minute. Maybe I can just see that from where we are having the audience joining in today. I'll just wait for a couple of minutes. Yeah. Okay. Okay, from South Africa. Okay. So Gusna is joining us from South Africa. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Nazim from South Africa. That's great. Where exactly from South Africa? If you could mention that, that would be great. So as I think, it was being mentioned that I have delivered training even to the African segment. So I have traveled to Tanzania, to Zanzibar, to Johannesburg. Okay, so to Ghana. So these are a couple of places that I have traveled and delivered training already. Okay, okay. From Johannesburg. Okay, great to know. Oh, there are so many people joining in from Johannesburg today. That's great and wonderful to see. Okay, all right. Uh-huh. Okay, so all right. Maybe most of us are joining in from Johannesburg, I could see. Mm-hmm. South Africa. Okay, great to have you all over here. And let's begin. And you can still pop in, as and when people are joining in. I would love to hear from you and know about my audience. So let's get started. Okay. So first of all, a very good morning, and I welcome you again to this exciting session for this AI for business leaders. And I am pretty much thrilled to have you all over here because today it's all about bridging the gap between technology and strategy. Okay, so let's get started with a quick kind of thought, like why exactly we have AI getting such a big deal for leaders for across the globe. Because think about like how electricity at the previous time it would have transformed the industry centuries ago, and AI is pretty much doing the same in today's world. Companies are embracing it and they are pulling ahead, while there are a couple of industries, or I can say couple of organizations which are still at the risk of being left behind. So our goal today is simple. It is to demystify AI and to give you certain actionable framework which you are able to take back to your organization. And here I'll try to not use any kind of jargons. Rather, I'll try to give you more of a practical insight. And we'll also talk a little bit about the AI CERTs mission as well towards the end of the session, where we are going to be seeing that how validating the AI literacy globally is going to be impactful, because leadership in this AI era is not all about coding, but it is all about making the informed decision and building trust. So by the end of the session, you will see that how AI can move from being a buzzword to becoming a scalable and impactful driver for your business. So just buckle up, and as we are just setting up the stage for the pivotal discussion, so that is for the future leaders that we have in today's session. So this is pretty much the agenda that we are going to be diving in today's session. Like first of all, we need to understand that why AI is imperative. Okay, why it is important, because we need to go ahead and be ahead of the industry. I mean, from the businesses, because we cannot risk of falling behind. to talk for a fact, there are a lot of organizations who have already taken a heads up and they are working in order to optimize and provide in personalized recommendation, and that is driving a huge percentage, somewhere around 35 to 40% of their revenue. And that is not efficiency. That is a competitive advantage. Now, it's not only just about the technology, it's also about the strategic execution. Because AI isn't just a magic, it is a tool that is, you need to align it with your business goals so that you can turn your strategy into a scalable, impactful, uh, energy. So imagine when you are able to utilize AI into your forecast demands. Okay, you can optimize your supply chain management, or even it could help you to detect fraud into the financial segments. That too on a real time basis. So these aren't the futuristic idea anymore. They are happening here, right now. So we need to make use of it. We need to leverage it. But here there is a catch, that you as a leadership, it's going to be mattering for you. When we talk about AI adoption, it isn't just a technical decision, it is also a cultural shift because we need to build a trust on the AI system so that there is a AI ready culture in the organization, which means we are addressing the ethics, we are addressing the transparencies and the biasness. Okay. So remember the hiring algorithm that personalizes, resumes, mentioning that, we require certain men candidate, women candidate. Okay. So that used to happen, and somewhere or the other, we were missing the, as human, we tend to have an oversightness. But with the AI, we can make use of it in a very wonderful way. And finally, for those of you who are thinking that where exactly we should be starting, what should be our clear path? So for that, we do have programs like AI Executive Certification that are actually designed to help the leaders like you so that you are in a position to make informed decision. That too, not needing for you to code, because in the AI era, leadership is all about the vision and the responsibility as well the technology. Okay, so moving ahead as and when we are progressing into this session, just think about it, just ponder on the point that how is AI going to be reshaping your business model and your uh, leadership approach as well. So first of all, understanding the AI. So let's fragment it and understand it in a much better way. All right. So to be very honest, AI is one of the terms that we are able to hear in and around our system in our environment, and we kind of feel that it is kind of a magic. But to tell you for a fact, the artificial intelligence, it's not magic. It is a set of technologies that is actually simulating the human intelligence, things like learning, reasoning, and even self correction. Okay. Now, what exactly does it mean for the leaders in that respect? So, again, as I stated, I started my conversation quoting it and connecting it in terms of electricity. So, similarly, here also I would continue with the same example of the AI as a new kind of electricity for the businesses, because as centuries ago companies they wanted to have electricity to transform their business, today AI is doing the same. Okay. So, for example, I'll talk about, we have, we all love online shopping, and we all are fond of shopping on various different e-commerce sites. To name one of them is Amazon, which is renownedly known. So you would find that you get certain personalized recommendation. Okay, so let's say if I'm searching for a particular product, it will also say that people who have bought this product, they would like to purchase these products as well. Now, who is doing this work behind? It is the AI that is working behind. It's learning the patterns. It's predicting what you might want to, purchase next. And that is not just a retail. Okay. AI is pretty much getting effectively used in banking sector. It is getting used in the airlines to, let's say, optimize the routes and planning for the routes, because at the end of the day, it's going to be helping them to save millions of fuel cost. But let's clear up a kind of a misconception here. AI is not here to replace human beings. Okay, it is just here to help along with us. It is just a powerful tool that we have to use as leadership. It is for us to have the right kind of vision, have the right kind of judgment, apply it and deploy it with ethics, and to make sure that we are making use of it as a co-pilot and not the pilot. Okay, so moving ahead, as we move on to this particular webinar, just keep these three things in mind. First of all, AI is a fundamental shift. It is not a passing trend. Second, it is all about augmenting human decision making, not replacing it. And third, if we go ahead and ignore AI, like we did in the previous era for electricity for a couple of organizations, you might be, being left behind as an organization. So with that foundation, let's go ahead and see that how it's going to be impacting the business. All right. So now let's talk about something which is quite critical, that is about transforming the business models with AI. So here, the truth is that a successful AI strategy is not just about technology, but it is kind of a holistic alignment with your business goals. And if you treat your AI like a shiny gadget, okay, so you will have a lot of opportunities to it. So to start with, we do have identify opportunity. So identify opportunity means you look for a high impact area. For example, you could have predictive maintenance in manufacturing that can actually save millions of downtime. Or in, if I talk about in retail, you can have AI driven supply chain optimization, because that will help you to cut cost and improve your delivery. Like we want JIT, for those of you who are from the supply chain background, you would be able to relate to me. JIT stands for just in time. So if you want to have that kind of capacity, you can actually make use of it using AI. Second is asset readiness. Now, this is very important. Again, if we talk about any industry, we do need to have the right kind of data transformation, and for that we need to have the talent to interpret the AI insights. Because without these, even the best algorithm, they're not going to be giving us the results. And finally, the phased implementation. So do not, boil the entire ocean at one go. So you start with the pilot projects first, uh, make and see that how things are working well. If in case there are any loopholes, you can just fix around on them. So maybe, you can look into fraud detection systems, like in terms of finance, or maybe in demand forecasting in terms of logistics. So these could be the small wins for you to deploy, and these small wins are going to be boosting up the confidence, and at the same time it would reduce the risk as well. Okay, so now as we move ahead, okay, AI moves with uh, from the buzz to the business impact actually. Okay, because you have to have the strategies that gets tied to it. So think of it as a scalable impact that is driving. And so, as a leader over here, I would say that our work is going to be more of a visionary and to understand that how it could actually help us to digitally transform the entire businesses and to make sure that AI is serving us in the business. Okay. So, again, as we are moving ahead, again, a thoughtful question over here is that think about that in which all area in your organizations you could benefit most of AI that you have today, uh, be it be into supply chain, be it be into the customer experiences, into the risk management. So think about it. Just have a thought about it, because that's where the transformation is going to begin once you have set up your end goal. Talking about the economic impact. So since I mean till now we were talking about the concept and the strategies and all, but now let's talk about numbers, because we need numbers to understand that how things are progressing, right? So talking about that, uh, as we know that the numbers are the ones that are actually telling us the real stories. So AI isn't just a cool technology that we want to upgrade, but as I said, that it's a fundamental economic shift. And around 2030 is what we are projecting that AI projects are going to be contributing to around 15.7 trillion to the economy. So $15.7 trillion. Okay, so that is not a pocket change. It is kind of a bigger size change that we can think about, and that is bigger than the GDP that we have today in terms of China. Now, there is another thing, 42% of adoption. So, 42% of organizations are globally have adopted AI, and you know there are a couple of industries that are already leading the change. So any guesses that which industries are leading this change of adoption? Maybe you can make use of the chat box. I'll just pause here for a minute. Any idea which all are the industries that are leading the change? Okay, so here majorly it's the financial services, because in financial services we know that speed and accuracy, when you want to have informed decision, these two are pivotal. Okay, so detecting fraud in a real time, that too making use of AI for you to work, is something that we are looking at. Okay, so there are organizations, there are companies that are embracing AI, and that is just to improve the efficiency, and they're also along with that creating competitive advantage. Okay, for example, again, I'll quote about Amazon. It is actually making use of AI to optimize the inventory, to personalize the recommendation, um, and that is actually helping them to drive 35% of their revenue. And that is massive. So it doesn't mean that, you as a leader, you should be taking a step back. Uh, because if you fail to adapt, it isn't a miss on the opportunity. It's a risk of you getting obsolete. Okay, because the markets are evolving much faster that we can think about, and AI is the engine that is driving all of this change. Okay, so we have to get this thing onboarded, and yeah, so that we are not falling behind. Now, these are a couple of use cases, case examples across different industries that could actually help you to understand that how you could succeed, and which might be the pitfalls for you. Okay, so let's talk about certain real-time examples, because I feel that nothing makes it much more impactful in AI when we have a clear set of actions and we know and we can learn from different industries, different organizations, right? So, first of all, I have talked about a successful retail industry, which is Amazon, as I spoke about, that it is driving 35% of their revenue. And yeah, that is massive. Number two, you have success in logistics. Now, you have companies like DHL or you can have FedEx that are actually using route optimization algorithm. Okay, because it's going to be helping you to save millions of fuel costs, and also it will help you to cut down on the delivery time significantly. Imagine when you are in a position to save your hours, your delivery schedules, just by letting AI do all the crunching of the numbers and the traffic patterns and the weather conditions. You are at ease. But it's not always the sunshine. There are a couple of failures too. So let's talk about them. Okay, here there is a caution tale. There is where we talk about the biasness in AI. So you might have heard about maybe that, there are biasness that happens in AI that again depends on how your AI is getting trained, the kind of data that you're providing into it. Uh, but that is on a very deeper note. But just to give you an example, let's say there is a hiring algorithm, okay, and we want to go ahead and filter out and get more of resumes, which are maybe wanting people from a particular region, particular gender, okay. So maybe that is the kind of historic data that the particular model has been provided or is being trained on, because of which it will have the biasness towards it. Okay, for example, the uh, we talk about shortlisting teachers. For example, we want to shortlist teachers, and majorly the data that has been provided to AI to learn about the kind of teachers would be required, maybe for grade 7, 8, whatever grade it is, or maybe even for graduation, majorly are females. So it might end up thinking that it will have to pull out the resumes out of the pool which should be more of female. So there should not be, when you're training your AI models, when you're deploying it, you have to make sure that you are not having any kind of biasness even in terms of data, because that is going to be impacting your output. So the better quality of data that you provide as an input to the AI, the better quality of output that you can expect from AI. Because as I said, that it is learning from the patterns. It is learning from you and it is learning from the data that you are providing. And data is quite essential. We can say it is kind of a new currency that we have in today's world. So you make sure that you are leveraging your data in the right way, because you can get a lot of insights from the data. You can get a lot of inputs from the data, and you can make use of this data to build upon your AI in a much better and fruitful way. Then let's talk about something that every leader wrestles with. That is the decision making. For years, we have relied, you know, upon the gut feeling or maybe on the experiences. But in today's fastest moving world, that isn't enough. You have to supplement everything along with data, as we were talking about it in the previous slide. Okay, it is important. Okay, and AI has helped us to move from intuition to the insight, from guessing to knowing what exactly we are talking about. So think about forecasting. So instead of saying that, I think that there is going to be a price in demand in the next quarter, it it is going to be actually beneficial for you when you use AI, because with the help of this, you can have the predictive analytics to analyze your market trends and the kind of consumer behavior that you can have. And that will actually help you to think about that which all are the products that you would like to release, or maybe you want to bring into the market uh, at that particular time. Okay. Number two is the risk management. Now imagine that you are running a financial institution. Fraud detection is earlier used to take hours and sometimes even days. But with AI, you are going to be in a position to have a real time input on the real time uh, threats and detecting it, automating your processes, which means that you could stop any kind of fraudulent activity um, as and when you hit the system. Okay. So you don't have to wait for days, for hours. It's right there as and when it hits the system. Number three is about the optimization. So if I talk about like the airline, for example, okay, airlines, they are using AI for the dynamic resource allocation, okay, because that is actually helping them to optimize the routes, that is helping them to save millions of fuel costs, improvise their on time performance, and that is not just efficiency, that is again a competitive advantage for them. Okay. Now, the most important thing, and this is something I would say that it is the one of the thing that is mostly overlooked when we discuss about AI. That is, you have to have it as a responsible leadership, because AI systems, they start making the autonomous decision, but the question isn't just can we do this, but the question is also should we do this. Okay. So for example, that in terms of AI, that can help you to approve loan, it could help you to screen your job applicants, it could help you to detect fraud. Okay. But what happens if the algorithm is not set properly, or it is being impacted with some kind of biasness? Okay. Or maybe we feel that the decision that it's making, it is violating the privacy laws. So that is the time you as a leadership, you have to step in. So there are three key pillars, I would say, that every leader, as a leader, you need to keep in mind. Number one is governance. So we have regulation bodies, like if I talk about in European Union, we do have the GDPR. Okay, we all know that it is kind of a legal checkbox, and they aren't just the trust builders, because if you have AI systems that aren't competent enough, you are actually risking them to get your organization into fines. Okay, not only fines but also the reputation. So the reputation of the organization can also be at stake. Number two is biasness prevention. So for example, I told you that when you set up the algorithms, you might want to filter out certain resumes, whys and hows. I gave you example of women, men. So you have to make sure that your historic data from where it is learning on the algorithm, you make sure that it is helping you to um, simplify and amplify the things rather than making some problems with it. Number three is transparency. Okay. Transparency is to keep the things uh, in a proper way, and also to keep the humans involved and in loop. Okay. So AI should be like an assistant. Okay. It is not there to replace your judgment. Okay. So that is the thing that you have to keep in mind, that you can take assistance from it, but at the end of the day, you should be in a judgment position whether to go for it or not. So just to quote again, recently it was in news. There was this one particular organization X that had done a lot of study, and it would have given a lot of insights, and that was made using AI, but there was no human intervention onto it, which actually costed a lot on their reputation, on the cost, and so on and so forth. So make sure that you are making use to it and optimum use to it, but there is always scope for you to make the right kind of decision. Creativity, these are something that inhuman. That is not something that could be passed on to the AI. So as as a leadership, our job isn't just to adopt AI, but also to make sure that it is ethically fair, it is transparent as well. Okay. Becoming AI leaders. Okay. So what exactly it means for you to become a AI leader? So it is not again something that you have to think that it's kind of a buzzword, but it is actually about the mindset. It is more on the alignment, on the skill sets. Okay. So, first of all, you should be having a cultivative and innovative mindset because AI is here to help us, to assist us. For example, in the aviation, you have the autopilot who does not eliminate the pilot who is there, but it helps you uh, to make the entire flying experience much more safer and efficient. Similarly, you can have AI that could actually help you to take care of the repetitive task and all the mundane tasks, and that can actually help you to free and focus more on the strategy and the creativity. Number two is team alignment, very critical and crucial. When we talk about this, so often we have data scientists which speak one language and the business leaders that speak kind of a different language. Now, for those worlds, they do not connect. So in that case, you might have a project that might fail. Now imagine when you go ahead and launch a AI driven marketing campaign without involving your sales team. It's like, building a bridge from only from inside, bridging a gap that ensuring that AI is delivering the real time business values. So that is what we are talking about. And for that, we have to do a reskilling, which is reskilling of your workforce. Okay, that is again a very important thing because you have to make them. If you want to make your organization market ready, you have to invest on the people who are uh, working for you. Okay, so as I said, that AI isn't just for the tech teams anymore. You, as a leader, you need to understand what AI can do and what it can't, and where it sets in your business values. Okay, so for example, again, in the retail segments, you could have trained managers, AI managers, who could make use of AI to do the predictive analytics. And, suddenly you will be in a position to understand the forecast demand and with, quite a good kind of accuracy. So that is the kind of, power of reskilling that will bring in into your organization. Okay, so it's all about your vision, your collaboration, and your adaptability approach that you have in the organization. Okay, so let's pause here for a moment and think about the future of work. Here, um, a powerful idea is that we want to have the AI collaboration. Okay, which means that we do not want. So I have been stressing on the fact that we don't want the humans to be replaced, the people to be replaced, but rather it is all to amplify and make the things much more unique, and that is something where you need humans to have the creativity and empathy. Okay. So when you as a leader, let's say in a customer service team, traditionally how we used to work is you would have agents who are spending hours to answer the routine queries and questions. But with the help of AI, all those repetitive tasks could be automated. You could have the chatbot, they could take care of the repetitive task, and now you can make use of this team to focus more on what truly matters for you. Maybe building up relationships for your key customers, okay, or maybe solving couple of complex problems, or creating a wonderful customer experiences so that your customers feel delighted. So that is the power of human creativity. That is again powered by the algorithm efficiency. Okay. Another example maybe I could quote is from the healthcare sector, where thousands of medical images and records could be analyzed by AI with potential issues, but then the ultimate diagnostics and stating the things with compassion is something that the doctors have to take care of. They have to explain them the issues that they are having, or maybe the kind of treatment plan, and that too with empathy. So AI can not have the human touch. It can just provide you with the machine kind of things, the output and all, but then all the creativity, the human touch will still stay with us. Okay, so it will actually do the heavy lifting for you, while you can be at ease to have the vision, to have the leadership, and to make your workforce much more adaptable towards your organization, towards your customers, and so on and so forth. So, with that, we have mastered the AI leadership. So, for this, we do have a particular program, which is the AI plus executive program, primarily by AI CERTs. So, let's go ahead and see about this particular certification. Okay, so this particular certification is I would say this isn't just another certification. It is kind of a strategic advantage that you will have for across the leaderships that we have today, because um, this particular certification is something, the way I would say how different it is from the other programs, because it is kind of a role based um, certification, which means it is going to be tailored as per the business leaders and not developers. Okay, you don't need to know the coding. You need to understand that how you will be in a position to make an informed decision. Okay, so another analogy that I can give you over here, that when we are learning to drive car, essentially we are not required to learn that how we are supposed to create an engine. It is just that we need to learn how to drive that car. The same thing. Okay, so we have to understand that how we can make use of it. Okay. Secondly, it focuses on the strategy. Okay, so here in this particular course, we are going to be covering everything from machine learning trends and how AI could impact your operations, the decision making, okay, how you as maybe as a leadership into the supply chain can make use of it to have the predictive demand, optimize your inventories, okay. So that is what we are going to be talking about, okay. Number three is that this is a global recognition. Okay. This is a certification that connects you with the network of leaders who are actually shaping the AI revolution in today's world. So it isn't just about the learning, it is also about getting yourself connected, networking with the community, and from there you can understand that how you can make use of the best practices, what are the some of the cases and success stories that can actually help you to better have an impact on your organization, because this program is designed to give you and help you with certain tools, certain frameworks, and the most important, the confidence how you can lead in the AI era. So, what all will be covered in this particular uh, uh, you know content? So there are two modules per se. We have fragmented it into the foundational and the applied modules. So number one, you have the module number one, which is about understanding the AI concepts. So it is about learning the language of AI, not just the coding. There is no coding. It is absolute clarity about the concepts. Number two is AI technology in business application. So here is where we connect the technology to the real world impact. For example, how predictive analytics could transform your supply chain organization. Okay. Number three is AI strategy for executive. This is all about moving the buzzword into the actionable programs. Okay. Number four, module four is all about ethics because leadership isn't just about that what we can do, but it is also that what we should do. So here we'll talk and we'll cover all the governance and the bias prevention and the transparencies. Number five is about managing AI projects. So you as a leader, how you would be able to initiate about AI even you without being a data scientist. Okay, so this particular module gives you a roadmap for that. Module 6 is about AI and future of work, which is going to be helping you to picture the AI, like how AI could automate your routine tasks and how it could help you to transform your team to focus more on creativity and strategy. So that's where we are going to be talking about it. Module 7 is about department specific application. So whether you are in finance, whether you are in marketing, or your operations. So we'll talk about that how AI could actually fit in rightly into your world. Module number 8 is about the interactive workshops. So this is where the theory meets the practical session. So you will work with couple of real-time scenarios and some couple of actionable insights. So that is what we have covered in this particular course, and these are the modules that we have in the course to align with it. Now, a very important question is that who exactly should be enrolling for this? Okay, so first of all, any CXOs or any senior executive. So, if in case you are making a strategic shift, to shape your organization, so AI could give you that edge, and you can make use of it. So as a CXO, as an executive, you would be in a position to do the predictive analytics, to have the forecast market trend before even your competitors are able to see that coming actually. Okay, so it is not science. It's very easy. So don't worry about it. We are there to help you out around the same. Number two is the directors and VPs. So again, you people are the in charge of the particular department, or rather, I would say the business units. So think about that um, how AI could actually help you to revolutionize your operation, whether in your supply chain, whether improving your customer experiences, or maybe reducing risk. So, what kind of transformation that you want for your business unit? Okay, because actually it's going to be helping you to save a lot of bugs in that, a lot of, minerals of cost in that case. Number three is the business managers. So if you are making your projects happen on the ground level, okay, so AI can actually help you to boost your team's efficiencies, improve your project outcomes, and even automate your routine tasks so that your team is in a position to focus more on the creativity and strategy. So that's where we are looking at. So with that, I open the floor for Q&A if in case there are any questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nilanjana. This was truly a very insightful and practical session that we just went through. So, yeah, as you can see on the screen, we are now open for the questions. Everyone, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box or Q&A. I'll just pick one by one, and Nilanjana would be answering those if you have any. Hmm. Okay, so starting with the first question we have, Nilanjana. What is the biggest mistake organizations make when implementing AI?
Okay. So here maybe the biggest mistake that I could think is, is to start with the technology instead of the business problems. You have to identify the business problems first, and as an organization, we often want to launch the AI pilots because they are trendy, not because they are, solving a high value challenge. So you have to first of all make your people ready, and successful AI programs could be provided to start identifying your business priorities so that you could cut the cost and accelerate your revenue and even provide an experience improvement. Okay, so in that case you're going to be choosing AI use cases that are directly going to be supporting what kind of outcomes are being needed.
Right. Coming to the next question we have is how can leaders decide which AI use cases to prioritize first?
Okay. So maybe in this case, you can look into the intersection of these three factors. Number one is your business impact. So there should be measurable return on investments, the ROI. Number two is data availability. Because as I have been emphasizing on data, data is quite important and vital, and you should be having a good quality of data because AI can't function without a clean and good quality of data. So you have to make sure that you are having a reliable and a trustworthy set of data. Number three is operational feasibility. So you should be having low resistance and high adoption potential. So you could choose these cases, and then you can run certain pilot cases, and that should be enough to add on value.
Great. So we have a lot of questions coming up, Nilanjana. I think we are still left with a few minutes, so I'll be able to take
Mm.
yeah, as many questions as possible.
Yeah.
Robin asks, how does an ordinary business person who is not an AI expert detect and prevent bias in an AI tool?
Okay. So there are already a lot of tools available in the market, Robin. So we can make use of them to understand that whether the AI is functioning well. Number two, if when we talk about biasness, okay, so you can play around. So you can have two set of when we are talking about data. So while you are training your model, the same set of data you can divide it into two. One, which you can use it to train, and second segment that you can use it to test whether it is following any kind of biasness or not. Okay, so that is going to be helping you.
Yeah. Then we have Tanya who is saying that I'm in a food industry and I'm a chef. Can AI pilot assist me?
Yes, it can assist you in the chef industry as well because again, I mean, this is for across the horizon, any industry that you are in, you are into the customer experience. The taste and preferences of the customer matters a lot. If there is a shift in the customer taste and preferences, you would want to understand that, you would want to cater to that, and hence I think AI is going to be helping you to understand and move in that direction.
Okay. So I can see how AI is actually helping in almost each and every industry that we have. Coming next to another industry, we have a question. Our organization is very eager to venture into AI, but they don't know what to do or to start with. We are in media industry. What suggestions can you outline in this?
Okay, so again, you identify that what is your end goal as a media industry. What is your end goal? Where exactly you want to reach? what is your you have to identify your problem set first of all, what you want to cater to, and accordingly we can plan a roadmap for that. Okay, so it is not that you deploy AI and then we are trying to figure out that how we can implement in which particular area. Okay, so per se you want to make use of AI. When you say media, media is again is an ocean, whether into publishing or whether you want it in advertisement. So you have to be very specific, and even when you move into that particular channel, there are again you have to be very particular that what exactly is the end goal. Basically, you want to cut short on the cost, you want to optimize your human resource, like that. So once you have your end goal, it will be easier for you to uh, find and navigate the roadmap accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next we have is Nilanjana. How can managers upskill their teams quickly to work effectively with AI tools?
Okay, managers, again, depending on which particular department that you are in, you can look in for certifications. So I would ask my team to go ahead and share the link. So we have in under AI certs, we have role-based certifications available. So you can pick and choose your set of role-based certification that you feel are good for you. And if in case you have any doubts, you can feel free to connect with us. You can drop us an email so that we can help you to plan a roadmap for you as well.
Definitely. Next, we have Henry who is saying, what are the key performance indicators to track AI success in business environments?
Okay, so the KPIs would depend, and you are wanting from which particular industry. Again, which particular end goal it is. So accordingly, maybe I could take that up. So Henry, I would just go ahead and would want you to go ahead and come up where you can drop in a message that which particular industry are we targeting for.
Yeah, meanwhile, he's typing. He already has a lot of questions. Meanwhile, he types, I'll just ask another question.
Yeah.
Uh, AI is a powerful and valuable tool. What security measures should businesses be aware of? Specifically, what data security risks arise when a company shares information with an AI system?
Okay. Could you just come again with a question?
Yeah, AI is a powerful and valuable tool, but
Hmm.
what security measures should businesses be aware of?
Hmm.
Specifically, what data security risks arises when a company shares information with an AI system?
Okay. So, here, when we are talking about sharing the information with the AI system, there could be two scenarios into it, whether you are using a private one or you are using a public one. If in case you are using any of the systems which is a public one, then you have to make sure that whatever information, if it is critical, you as an individual, whether you want to go ahead and provide that information in an open forum or not. If you feel that that is the answer is no, then I would rather ask you not to share those set of information on a public forum. Coming down to private one, now if you are using any kind of private tool, so we always do have the option to connect with the right kind of I mean, institutions or organizations which are already looking into the security segment. So again, it depends on which particular region that you are. If you are working from EU, okay, so you will have different. I mean, even in EU, though we have GDPR, but let's say if you're talking about US, in US, if you're into the healthcare, you will have HIPAA guidelines who are going to be in place. So you have particularly tools and organizations who are working towards that particular framework that will help you a to refine your data to give you the output, b to protect the privacy as well, and to what extent, if in case your data is getting going to be getting used, that will also be provided to you at the very first go. So you take a cautious decision and you opt for a tool that actually suffices your need, I would say.
Yeah. So we have Henry who's saying he's into tire recycling industry, and then we are left with one more question, so we can just quickly take both of these.
Okay. Could you just come again with Henry's question? He's into the tire segment, tire industry.
Yes. Uh, what are the key performance indicators to track AI success in business environments?
Okay, so in terms of tire industry, maybe you can check that one is for you could be the costing part. Okay, so the cost reduction could be there. If in case you are manufacturing it, even your machines, how well we are equipping with that, whether we are able to maintain it in time or not. So we could have that also. So cost could be one, in terms of maintenance, it could be another, and optimization of human resources could be another one.
Great. Last but not the least, we have Sally asking, at the moment, there are so many tools and platforms available.
Mm.
How can we navigate which is the most effective to use, especially in supply chain and logistics industry?
Okay. So, Sally, over here, again, supply chain and logistics, it's quite huge. It's a ocean. When we talk about supply chain, there is transportation, there is warehouse management, there is, production, there is quality assurance, where we are talking about non-conformance products. So, I mean, it's an ocean. So you have to be very specific in terms of understanding that again. Your um key agenda basis that you can find in the tools. And again, as I said, I think I was mentioning to John, you'll have to see that which is um, actually quenching your thirst as per the organizational needs. Okay, that is the second important thing that you will have to look into.
Right. So, Nilanjana, I think with that we come to the end of this session. I can still see people continuously dropping up their feedbacks and questions, and but we are here at the time, so I would request all other people who have any doubts, any concerns, or any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We already have mentioned all the website and contact details for essential skills and AI certs in the chat box. Please do reach out to us, and we'll be happy to assist. Thank you, everyone who joined us today, and special thank you to you, Nilanjana, for sharing such deep knowledge and actionable insights. A
Thank you
quick
so much.
a quick reminder, this session has been recorded, and you'll be able to get the recording and your participation certificate shortly after this session. We appreciate your time, and I would actually really, really thank our audience who has been continuously engaging with us throughout. And we hope this session empowers you to drive AI-based transformation with confidence and clarity now onwards. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day ahead.